Hello and welcome to the latest recording of All Things Fight. Tonight I'm joined by Dean Jones.
Hello.
And Simon from Fit2Box, YouTube's biggest boxing review page.
Hello.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about Fit2Box, Si?
Fit2Box channel. Basically, I'll review all boxing equipment, gloves, head guards, groin guards, training equipment. It's going really well. Viewers seem to love it, and he says.
It's a big thing for Simon tonight because normally when he does his videos, he's only showing his hands talking about the equipment, and it's only recent he's getting the face out.
It's all about the equipment. Nothing to do with me.
And Dean, you've got a fight coming up soon.
Yeah, I got a fight in Telford next Saturday. Here's the poster. A few title fights on it, so it'll be a good show. There's about 10 bouts.
This is one of the BBU boxing promotions.
British Boxing Union. I'm fighting for the British Boxing Union Midlands title this week. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll come away with that.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
So, first things first, fellas. The biggest topic in boxing at the moment: Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. I know you got your opinions are quite set in their ways when it comes to that, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Dean, what's your first thoughts when it comes down to Conor McGregor versus?
Well, we all
Floyd
know
Mayweather?
what's going to happen, don't we? We know it's going to be a one-sided Mayweather win, but I'd just love McGregor to win, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who are saying obviously
really
it's a
would.
cut and dry case. In fact, it was so hard to try and find someone to defend McGregor tonight. But a lot of people are saying it's cut and dry. Floyd Mayweather's going to win this. But I think most importantly is how is he going to win this? Like, it's easy saying it, but...
Well, the thing is, if it's in the cage, Conor wins every single day.
Yeah.
But it's a boxing match, so every single day, Floyd wins.
Yeah.
And that's it. By the time of the fight, with all the press conferences and all the things that are happening, people will be thinking that this is a 50-50 fight. But what you've got to remember is this fight wouldn't even be sanctioned by the British Board of Boxing Control because you've got a 49-0 fighter against someone who's never had a professional boxing match.
Yeah.
It's a fight for the money. It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. It's as an actual circus, but hopefully the fight will be good because I think that Conor McGregor will come and be a better boxer than people are expecting.
Yeah,
and that's what we need.
He's a good boxer.
That's what we
That's
need.
an interesting point.
He is a really good boxer.
You two are both solid boxing fans.
Yeah.
And for you to say that you think he's going to be a better boxer, do you reckon that's some of the show's been sold to you?
Well,
or do you reckon you actually...
No, I think he's concentrating solely on boxing, and I think he will improve in these weeks that he's been training and the weeks coming up. And I think that when he gets in, he'll be a lot better than people are actually thinking he's going to be. But is he going to be good enough to beat the best, most defensive fighter in the world?
You used an interesting word there. You said the best. In your opinion, is Mayweather the best ever?
He's 49-0. I do love how he boxes. I absolutely love how he boxes. I'm not so keen how he acts sometimes outside the ring.
No.
And McGregor will get a lot of fans, and he's getting a lot of fans from the press conferences because he's coming across a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like myself, I even felt like I was wanting McGregor to win. And I'm a boxing fan, so I don't want McGregor to win because I think it would be bad for boxing for somebody to come from a totally different sport and to beat the best in boxing. I don't think that will happen, but like in the press conferences, Floyd didn't really bring anything, did he?
You're making two really interesting points there. First of all, you said about wanting Floyd to win, and he's 49-0. Now, and you're saying that it'd be bad for boxing if he lost.
Yeah.
But would you say there's an argument there that Floyd Mayweather's been bad for boxing? Now, the way I say this is that he's 49-0. A lot of people have said that the opponents he's picked, the stipulations he's put in place before fights, he's kind of, by breaking away from his promoters earlier like he did in his career, he's sort of been able to carve his own way through and build that 49-0 record.
Yeah, but look at the people he's beat. You can't say he sort of manufactured that record.
He beat a Cotto.
He's beat everyone.
He's beat a prime Alvarez.
Prime Alvarez or a young Alvarez? He's not old now, is he?
No, but I mean, Alvarez is the top boxer now, isn't he? Along with Triple G and Ward. And
we'll talk a little bit about those two later.
But obviously, he got Canelo when he was even younger and fresher and quicker, and he just made him look ordinary, didn't he?
How can you beat somebody who can't hit?
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. And everyone's going on about, well, if Conor McGregor hits him, well, he's really hard to hit. That's part of his thing. Some of his fights are boring because he's not getting hit.
Yeah. You got to remember, people say Floyd's boring, but he's too old now to fight. When he was younger, when he was a featherweight,
when he was Pretty Boy.
Yeah, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, look how exciting he was then. But now he can't fight like that now because he just gas out, and because he's too old. But
he's still good enough.
He's still good enough to beat.
You also said about the winning the press conferences. If that was a boxing match in itself, would you say that was 4-0 or 3-1 or
3-1? I'd say.
You'd say 3-1.
I'd say
I think
4-0.
He got the. Do you reckon? Yeah. I reckon he got the New York one, Mayweather. Just about. Then again, he threw dollars at him, didn't he? If they were hundreds, he'd have won it. But no.
I thought that McGregor was just one step ahead of him the whole time. You know, when he tried to take the microphones, McGregor took a microphone that he hadn't got covered, which was on his own table, and then with the flag, he picked up the flag. He was going to do something with the flag, and then McGregor picks up the bag, and he was also saying, you know, he just cut him dead and stopped him in his tracks.
Very witty.
Yeah, really, you know, the personality, and Mayweather just come across as somebody that would just go hard work. And
no
it's
one
like,
shouted
come on,
it back.
Nobody shouting back, and also you're doing it every single time, the same thing for every press conference. Yeah. I would have thought that he would have had with all the money he's got, he should have had a team of people,
publicists working with him,
coming up with some absolutely diamond stuff.
He didn't.
He's quite happy to play the bad guy. And the thing is, he's played that before, hasn't he? He played it against Oscar De La Hoya, against Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
You know, when you put it in reality, like Ricky Hatton would destroy Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I think that's an important point. People look at. I was talking to someone the other day, and I said about Canelo McGregor. Even though Canelo lost to Mayweather, they still think that him versus McGregor would be no competition. Canelo would destroy him.
Yeah, because it's different styles. He's a big, strong guy. It was Floyd. All he's got over Floyd is size. Yes. But that ain't gonna matter either, because you know yourself. Someone small. It's harder to fight someone smaller and quicker.
I don't know.
He's referring to him. He's referring to himself.
Speed kills, doesn't it? Speed does kill.
Right, we've actually got a bit of a scoop tonight because we've managed to talk to someone who's been in the ring with Conor McGregor. We're going to even call in a sec. Louis Adolphe, a welterweight from London, who's 6-0. I'm about to call him now and hear what he says. So, yeah.
Hello.
Oh, is that Louis?
Yeah, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. It's Sean from All Things Fight.
How you doing, Sean?
Oh, not too bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, thank you.
Brilliant. Louis, first of all, thank you for talking to us tonight, for doing this interview.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I bet you've been quite busy with people asking you to do different interviews since it's broke that you sparred with McGregor.
Oh, yeah, my phone's been going crazy.
What's the number one question people have been asking you since they found out that you have been sparring him?
Do I think McGregor has what it takes to beat Floyd?
Okay, I'll ask you then. Do you think McGregor's got what it takes to beat Floyd?
Well, like I said to everyone else, McGregor's very unorthodox. So, because Floyd being Floyd, the fact is Floyd Mayweather, yeah. And from a boxing point of view, I'm gonna say no. Right. But the fact that how can I pull it? The fact that I've sparred McGregor, and I've seen how unorthodox he can be from like maybe McGregor, like a UFC sort of person's point of view, and from my own point of view, I'd say he does. There is a possibility he does have what it takes to beat Floyd.
You say unorthodox, Louis. Can you talk us through like sort of what he's like when you're sparring him? Like what's his stance like? What's he doing with his hands?
When I sparred him, obviously he's an awkward southpaw. Yeah. All southpaws are awkward at the best of times. Yeah. He's got very good footwork. He can work his feet to get behind you. He's got, how else can I pull it? He's got very, very good like timing. Mm-hmm. He's got great timing, and it's just more. To be honest, it's his movement. He's like a standard boxer. They walk forward, they step to the left, they step to the right. But it's like Conor. He sort of takes like giant leaps, and within 2 leaps he's behind you. Do you know what I mean? Right. Okay. So yeah. That's to be so. Yeah, it's more his movement and things like that I'd say really makes him unorthodox. To be fair.
Let's take it back to like, when did you find out? Because obviously it was you and Tin and Bradley and another guy. I don't know the other guy's name.
Yeah, Deshaun Johnson. Yeah.
So you guys were in a gym in London, or how did you find out that Conor McGregor's going to be turning up to spar?
No, how it went is I got the call from my manager, Danny McLaren, and he said to me, would I be interested in sparring McGregor? And I said, yeah, of course, 100%. This fight's gonna make history, so of course I'd love to be part of that. And then after that, next thing, I know a couple of days after, I just got confirmation saying, yeah, you're flying out today, 7 o'clock in the evening.
Where did you fly out to?
I flew out to Dublin.
Oh, right, okay, cool. So was it at the SBG gym in Dublin, was it?
Yeah,
was it...
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
right.
It's SBG gym, yeah.
Oh, right, cool. So you get there, what's it like when you first arrive?
I got picked up from the airport. Then you get to the hotel, you're in the hotel, and from there, sort of like the waiting game, I was chilling there. Then I got a text on my phone the next day or the day after saying, yeah, you'll be sparring on such and such a day, Wednesday, Friday, whatever. And then, yeah, there was a gym within the hotel. I'd use that. I'd tick over in there. Then I got called for the sparring. I went down, sparred him. You do a bit of training down there and things, have a little chat, and then back to the hotel. And then that just repeated for over 2 weeks.
So, you was there for 2 weeks then? So you was there for quite a duration?
Yep, 2 weeks it was.
How many rounds did you spar?
Do you know? I can't really go into how many rounds and that we sparred. It says in the contract. I can't really let that go.
That's all right. That's you're joined by my colleagues tonight, Simon from Fit2Box, who's got his own YouTube channel, as well as my friend Dean.
Okay.
So we're all sat around the table. I've been looking forward to having this conversation all day. I was going to say. When you first, I've done some sparring in the past, and when you first step in the ring with someone you've never stepped in the ring before, you have that thought in your head, what they're going to be like. Was he anything like you expected when the first bell went?
No, do you know what? To be honest, if I'm telling you, I thought it'd be a lot easier than he was.
Right.
He weren't as easy as I thought he was. And do you know what? His power was roughly. I thought he would be strong. Yeah. I knew it'd be strong, to be fair, and then but I didn't think it would be as difficult as unorthodox as he was. So when I got in there, he sort of caught me by surprise a bit.
Right. Okay.
And I didn't realise his timing would be as good as it was. So it took me a couple of rounds to sort of get to know, to sort of come to terms with his style, because it's not like your average boxer style. So it took me a couple of rounds to sort of, get my claws into him and that.
Louis, you got the Southern area coming up, and we will talk about that in a sec.
Yeah.
If McGregor was to, obviously he's fighting one of the best ever. If he was to come back a couple of levels, maybe an area championship or a national championship, do you reckon as a professional boxer he'd be on the same level, or?
On the same level as who?
Like as
myself, or just in general?
As an area champion.
Yeah, but it's hard to say, because sparring's different to a fight. You know what I mean? You can't really judge someone on how they spar, because when you're in front of however many people and you do get into that ring and you got 8-ounce gloves on and you're under the lights and that, you know what I mean? It is actually a lot different. So I can't. But from what I saw, from what he showed me, yeah, I think he could start off at a high level, to be totally honest.
Louis, in terms of sort of the sparring, what sort of sparring was it? Was it quite heavy, or was it sort of just a little bit more controlled, just trying to get him used to the sport?
No control.
Right.
Heavy sparring. Yeah. Heavy sparring from the off. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, Louis, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your Southern Area Challenge coming up?
Yeah. Basically, what we're doing, I had to take a bit of time out due to an injury.
Yeah.
So, what we're doing at the moment, we're just gonna build back in. Yeah. So, I'm gonna have a couple of fights, sort of just to get me warm. Maybe 3 fights. I think I'm gonna let myself have 3 fights, and then from what I know, someone called Freddie Kiewit. He's got the southern area at my weight. I've sparred him a few times before. To be totally honest, I don't think he's anything to majorly worry about.
Right.
Obviously, I don't underestimate no one, but I'll be happy to take that belt off of him and put it into the rightful hands of myself by hopefully early next year.
Do you reckon?
Early next year.
Do you reckon, like, obviously now people know your name from what, the sparring you've done. Do you reckon this is going to help your own career?
Yeah, I hope so. It should do, but I'm not going to rely on it to help my own career, to be fair. I've got a lot of inner belief, and I know, like, I've sort of set my path out, so I know sort of when to strike and things like that. So I think, but yeah, it's a booster. It is a booster, I must admit.
Are you in any talks with any promotions at the moment?
Not, to be honest, right now I'm happy to just do freelance sort of thing like I am, because then I've got no one telling me when I can fight, how many fights I can have this year. Like, it's still early days, so I feel like I've lost a lot of time with the injuries and that. So I feel like I need to just get as many fights in the first year as possible, to just boost up my record, put myself on a platform for everyone to start recognizing me through my own ability.
See, you're 6-0 at the moment. Obviously, you've had the 6 fights. You're quite a new, fresh fighter, less than 10. What would you say was the hardest bit when you first turned pro about being a professional?
You feel like a beginner again, because when you go into the gym, you can't sort of do what you've done as an amateur. You have to sort of slow down, and you have to maybe plant your feet a bit and sit on the shots a bit more and not throw as many shots, but they have to be more meaningful, so there's more sort of quality over quantity with the punches and things like that. Whereas me as an amateur fighter, I was always a quantity fighter. I threw lots of shots and high work rate and things like that.
Is there a certain amount of tickets and stuff like that you have to sell as well?
Yeah, they say you have to sell. Most promoters it's mostly over 100, but yeah, I don't really have any problems with that, to be totally honest.
Lucky.
Yeah, my friend Dean here, he's currently fighting on a few different events, and he was telling me about professionals when people turn about trying to sell tickets, and that's one of the things that puts him off.
Yeah, it is a big put off, to be honest, because what I find is, and one thing with me is, I'll be honest, I'm straight down the line and I'm very honest and real. So I'm just going to tell it straight how it is. I feel like I have to lick ass to make someone buy a 40 quid ticket off me. Do you know what I mean? You have to befriend people and talk to people that you might not want to, or you might. So, and it's a lot of work. And when, as a boxer, when you're sort of trying to focus on making weight, focus on training, focus on, all these other things that you have to, having to sort of sell tickets and play Mr. Nice Guy, so someone buys a 40 quid ticket can be hard sometimes.
Yeah, chasing people for the money a lot as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Louis, I'm going to take it back to the McGregor thing, McGregor Mayweather. How do you see? Obviously, you're a fight fan. I hope you know about Mayweather. How would you see the fight going ahead? How do you see it being fought by both parties?
I think Floyd will play it smart. I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to have a slow start. Mm-hmm. Personally, he's going to have a slow start. He's going to have to feel out and find out what McGregor's about, because you can't underestimate McGregor's power, and you can't. And if McGregor starts with that movement as well, Floyd's going to have to sort of adjust to it.
Do you reckon there's a chance that Conor might nick a couple of rounds early on?
Yeah. There's a high chance of that. There is definitely a high chance of him nicking a few rounds.
Just as he gets used to, and then, I mean, Floyd's the master at sort of adapting through the fight, isn't he? So hopefully after a few rounds he'll start to just get settled with it. But do you see Conor McGregor throwing loads of volumes of punches, or is he just going to try and pick his shots with his movement?
See, I couldn't. Well, you've seen him in the UFC, and he's quite a smart fighter.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't say he's
clever.
just going to rush in. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's going to rush in with volumes of punches. When I watched him fight Nate Diaz on the second fight, He was very smart. He boxed. He went on the back foot when he had to. He stepped in when he needed to. Sat on his shoulders. So I think, to be honest, I think he's going to be a lot smarter than people think. I don't think he's just going to go in there like a bull in a china shop. It wouldn't be the smart thing to do.
Are you a fan of the UFC?
Oh, I love UFC.
Oh, you do?
I do love it. Yeah, yeah.
All right. That's pretty cool. A lot of boxers have said in the past that they just stick to boxing. They don't really watch UFC as much.
No, I do love UFC. To be totally honest, I'm sure down the line, hopefully, you never know. You might see me trying a bit of MMA or something. Depends on how the boxing pans out.
I wonder if Conor will repay the favour and have you in sparring with him for an MMA bout, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Fingers crossed.
I mean, Conor McGregor's already been out and he said that he's going to knock him out round 4. He said, so
yeah.
That's a pretty bold statement. So that gives Floyd a couple of rounds to get used to him, and then get knocked out by Conor. I think that Mayweather will take a few rounds to get used to him, and then obviously just take him. And hopefully, from my point of view as a boxing fan, I want to see him sort of school him. Really, I don't think he'll knock him out, but I think I want to see him school him with his boxing skills.
Yeah, you have to. To be honest, like I said, if Floyd doesn't school him, then it's bad for boxing, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, absolutely.
If McGregor gives Floyd a good fight, and if he gives Floyd a good fight, and doesn't get the decision, but it is quite close, then technically McGregor's won, hasn't he? Really? Because he's
and also, there'll be a second fight there, a second lot of money as well. So. That wouldn't be ruled out, would
maybe,
it?
but I think, Floyd's quite smart. If someone gives him a hard fight, I don't think he's gonna try and go for a second one. I don't think he'd be silly enough to do that.
Depends what his money problems are.
Yeah, exactly.
Louis,
exactly.
Thank you for talking to us tonight. And hang on,
can I just ask, Louis, as a professional fighter, and it would be wrong of me to let you go without speaking about boxing equipment, seeing as my channel is the boxing equipment channel. What's your favourite sparring gloves?
My favourite sparring gloves, I do like Winning or Grant. They are my favourite.
Yeah, and what about Fight Glove?
I'd love to fight in Grant gloves.
Yeah.
What did McGregor use?
Rays we used. Rays.
Really?
Oh, right.
'Cause I've seen photos of him and footage with him. He's got the blue Winnings on, and then I noticed today I saw a photo and he was wearing Everlast. So.
He's been told he's not allowed to wear.
I did see that as well.
It's been there's a law that he can't wear any Mexican gloves, but we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah, Clayton Reyes, he doesn't want.
Louis, thank you.
Wow.
I know that's one of Mayweather's stipulations apparently. No Mexican or horsehair gloves.
Oh wow.
So thank you for talking to us tonight.
Cheers, Louis.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It'd be great to catch up with you when you fight for that area title.
Definitely, 100%.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Definitely.
Make sure you check out Fit2Box and All Things Fight. So, we just spoke to Louis Adolphe then, and he's obviously said that McGregor, he's another one who's coming out saying that it might not be as cut and dry. Let's break it down. How do you think the fight's actually going to happen and take place?
Well, I thought it was really interesting. Sort of, obviously, he's been in there, he's done a lot of rounds. I was thinking he perhaps had a couple of rounds with him, and it sounds like he's had quite a few rounds over a couple of weeks. So I was really impressed by the fact that, he's impressed. You know what I mean? Because he's probably sparred so many professionals and amateurs since he started, and he's genuinely impressed by the movement of Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
When he's moving around, he's obviously saying about his footwork, and he kept on saying about him getting round the back, as if like obviously in boxing you don't move that far around. So
like a Lomachenko type.
Like a Lomachenko type, yeah. So
he's like that, isn't he? A little bit. With his speed.
Yeah, so that's really interesting because obviously he's going to be looking at hitting Floyd from unusual angles and angles that probably a normal boxer is not going to give to Floyd in his sparring. So I definitely think that will be an advantage for Conor McGregor early doors, but I think that Mayweather figures him out.
He's going to take him to school later on in the fight.
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
We mentioned the equipment in that bit with Louis there, and there has been stipulations from the Mayweather camp about horsehair gloves, Mexican gloves.
Yeah.
Clayton Reyes You're the equipment guy, Simon. Do you want to try and break that down? What's going on there?
Well, Mayweather will be wearing his Grant gloves, and Mayweather uses Grant orthopedic foam because he's had in the past hand problems. So like when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, he was in Clayton Reyes. But a lot of his last fights he's been in Grant gloves, and he doesn't seem to be having the hand problems that he had. So definitely he will be with Grant. I mean, McGregor is training. He was training in winning. A lot of fighters, including Mayweather, train in winning. They're a great training glove. I don't think that he'll be fighting in winning, because there's very few fighters that actually have their top matches wearing winning now. Like Chris Eubank Jr. is probably only one of the few that does. Clayton Reyes, they're always known as a puncher's glove, especially 8 ounce, 10 ounce. With the horsehair, that's where Clayton Reyes have got their reputation of being puncher's gloves.
Do you think that the fact that Mayweather's put this stipulation in, that he's worried that he could get knocked out, or he could get hurt by a punch?
Well, if you remember, there was a fight between Mayweather and Maidana, and Maidana was going to wear some baby blue Everlast, and they looked like they got no padding in at all. And there was a big hoo-ha before the actual fight, because the Mayweather team, Leonard Ellaby, he said there's no way that he's fighting in them. And Mayweather come out and had a look at the gloves, and they literally looked like they got no padding in. So nobody is going to let your fighter face somebody with gloves that are going to put your fighter in danger. So, if they both wearing if they both wore Grants, then that would be fine. But he's not going to let him wear gloves with hardly any padding in when he's not wearing gloves with hardly any padding in. I mean, that would be silly. So you can't blame Mayweather for that.
What I think, though, is because usually he wears 8s, doesn't he, Mayweather? 8 ounce Grants, but why is he upped it to 10s for this one? Because when he fought De La Hoya was the A side, and he took the mick out of De La Hoya, saying, why is he making me wear these 10 ounce pillars?
And no one's brought this back to him yet, I suppose.
No. So, even though they're not... I know 8 ounce Reyes are a lot different to 8 ounce Grants, so why not just wear the 8 ounce Grants instead of 10s?
This is an interesting point.
And why is it at 150 when he's an actual 147?
I wonder if Conor would come in a little bit lighter,
to be honest,
and even fresher and snappier.
He'll be better. It'll be better for Conor coming in that way, I think. So he drains himself a bit when he gets to 147, doesn't he? Was it 140?
The thing is, Mayweather would not be putting any stipulations in that was going to disadvantage himself.
No.
So the weight, whatever the weight is, then Mayweather has thought about that. So it's in his benefit. Yeah. He's not going to have agreed to anything that is not going to be in his favour, because he's Floyd Mayweather, and that's what he does.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Predictions, Dean.
I reckon Floyd... He'll get stopped, I reckon. Conor's going to gas out in about 8 to 9. I don't think he'll last any more than 8.
That's a victory in itself, though, getting to 8 or 9 rounds with Floyd.
But I reckon he'll gas out and the ref will stop it. I don't reckon it'll be a knockout.
I think that first few rounds, Conor McGregor will be causing him problems, pretty much like Shane Mosley did. Shane Mosley caught him with a couple of great shots, and I think Floyd will just weather the storm, and then I think he'll just pick the rounds up. And I think it'll be points. I think it'll go points, because I think he'll just try and show him that he can't really hit him over the later rounds, and he's the best boxer in the world, and that's it.
I'm going to go 7-round knockout McGregor. No, okay. No, my thoughts are along the same line as yours. Yeah. I think it'd be... I don't think Floyd's going to get everything his own way, but he's still going to outbox. He's not going to outfight him, but he'll outbox McGregor.
The thing is, though, with Conor, I mean, at the end of it, he loses, he's just going to stand there and he's just going to say, well, we should do it in the cage and do my sport. So he's in a win-win position, really.
Yeah. It's good business all round.
Oh, good business all round. Lots of money being made by everyone.
And also, on another final
just
point,
not us.
Coming across. No, I was going to ask.
Pay-per-view.
Are you paying for it?
It depends how much it is.
I am, yeah.
50 quid.
50 quid.
I think it's on at the Molyneux, Wolverhampton. Tenner to get in.
That might be a better option. No.
I'll meet you there.
No.
I'm fighting that night.
Yeah, I'd say pay-per-view in this country, I'd say £50 is a lot of money.
It is. There was talk of 80.
No way 80.
Eddie Hearn was throwing his dummy out saying, I'm not going to put it on at £80.
50 if you've got a few mates together. But if you was at home watching it, if I was at home watching it 30. On my own, 25
max.
25, and if they want any more money than that, then I'll watch it on YouTube a couple of days later.
One last point. There is a big fight on, an actual boxing match going on. Triple G versus Canelo. That's coming up. We'll talk about that more so in a few weeks' time to come. But can I just ask a quick little, what are you going to think, who's going to win
Triple
that?
G.
Now? You're going Triple G?
Yeah.
It's just too big?
Too relaxed, too strong, too aggressive, too powerful.
Walk him down all night?
Yeah, I reckon. Canelo, be a good fight. But no.
Be a great fight. Be a great fight.
That's the fight for boxing purists.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a great fight. Canelo is, come on, he's such a good boxer. But I agree with Dean. I think Triple G is just a machine.
I will go for Canelo in that. I think Triple G got exposed a little bit against Kell Brook, against his boxing ability, and I think Canelo's got that boxing ability as well.
Yeah.
So for me, I reckon Canelo might turn it over against him.
Yeah, it'll just be a really interesting fight.
Yeah,
and I don't, with the McGregor versus Mayweather and all of sort of the interest in that before, that's going to be a real show in the build-up. And Triple G versus Canelo won't have that intensity before, but when that first bell goes, then that's going to be a proper fight.
Right then, fellas. Dean, you got your fight?
Yeah.
Give us the dates again.
That's the real big fight there, everyone.
That's the one, fellas.
There we go. Get that in.
Who's this moody-looking fella here?
Which one?
The one.
This one here.
The grey-looking chap.
This is me when I'm on a diet.
Dean, tickets. Contact you on Facebook.
Yeah, contact me. I've only got standing left. £25, please, everybody. If you want to come, it'd be a great night. I promise.
Okay. And Simon, Fit2Box.
Yeah, Fit2Box channel on YouTube. Check it out. Doing all the reviews of all like the best equipment that's out there, and I always give it as I see it, honest reviews. That's what it is. I'm totally unbiased. If I see something, I'll call it out. And I really do love my boxing equipment as well, and hopefully that comes across on the channel. So yeah, Fit2Box channel on YouTube. And
then finally, All Things Fight on YouTube, Facebook, and iTunes. So make sure you check us out. That's a bit awkward. Got started. I can't say YouTube and iTunes too close together. Right, thank you. Cheers. And thank you, guys. Nice one. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.